ride a little bit. Alright, so we've got leg 2 of my attempt to cycle the entire Kettle Valley Rail Trail this summer. So I went from Myra Canyon Trestles to Penticton, which is probably one of the most popular sections of the trail. It has some incredible trestles, which you'll be able to see in this video, and it is about 64 kilometers between those 2 points. And I hope you enjoy this video as you follow along. Alright, so we're just at KLO Regional Park. I'm just about to start riding, and I've got about 10-kilometer climb up to the start of the KVR parking lot. It should be about an hour and a half. It's a pretty steep climb, and then it'll be basically downhill all the way from there back to Penticton. Should be about 65k with a nice little gradual 2% grade.
You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move.
Alright, we're on the KVR, 10k climb. It took about an hour 15. Check the elevation. I don't have it screen on my watch, but it was definitely significant and steep. And now we're just rolling on the KVR. This is a pretty busy portion of the trail. Lots of hikers and people going to see the trestles.
Inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move.
lots of work being done on the trestles. It looked like they had updated almost every single one. They had some wood stacked next to them, and I just rode by a ton of planks that they had torn up. Just passed through Chute Lake Lodge, so now we're on the descent back to Penticton. I was hoping to grab a latte at the lodge, but they only had drip coffee, and I'm kind of a snob, so I really only do an espresso now. Park now. It is 6:30. I may have underestimated this ride a little bit. That first section where I did the climb, that wasn't in my original plan, so that definitely set me back a little bit. Hour and a half. Burned a few more calories than I anticipated. Yep, it was good though. Very tired now. I'm gonna grab some chips and head home. Alright, so total distance for today's journey was 86 kilometers from the KLO trailhead all the way back to my parking spot along the Channel Parkway, with about 740 meters elevation loss. When you add the section 10 kilometers from KLO up to the trestles, it adds about 740 meters of gain. So you end up being almost net zero. The first section of the trail is quite popular from 0 to 11 kilometers at the trestles. It's very well used. There are lots of pedestrians, slow-moving cyclists. It's very accessible, so if you want to take a stroller or a wheelchair, that would be a great spot to do it. Spectacular views of the trestles. It's very impressive looking out over the canyon. You can see all the trestles. They've actually done a lot of work to maintain and repair the trestles, so they had updated a lot of the planks and made sure that they were nice and safe and good for everyone to walk on. Once you got past that point, the road was not very well maintained. There were a ton of potholes and huge puddles. It has rained quite a bit in the last couple weeks, so there were actually puddles that span the entire width of the road. So just something to be mindful of if you're going out there after it's rained. And it's pretty much like that until you get to Shoot Lake Lodge, and then once you get to Shoot Lake Lodge, the trail becomes much more maintained again, more narrow, and then it becomes pedestrian only once you get past the little tunnel just above Naramata. But it was a lot cooler up the top of the trestles. So I actually had my lightweight rain jacket on basically the whole ride. I was pretty sweaty from the climb, but definitely keep that in mind to take an extra layer if you're going up there. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to leg number 3 coming up, the next section of the KVR. Thanks. See ya.